It's a way to help us find and protect our wandering lost souls.
Dedicated.
Committed.
Professional. Are you ready for the challenge?
Dedication, commitment, and professionalism. Those are words that really typify the young men and women that work at the Escambia County Correctional Facility. And we are actively recruiting people for these positions. See if you measure up and that those words will actually apply to you. Come and join the professional team at the Escambia County Sheriff's Office. We're looking for a few good men and women.
Contact the Escambia County Sheriff's Office or go online.
If you know of a crime that has occurred on your school campus, report it to Crime Stoppers. You will never be asked to give your name, and if your tip leads to an arrest or school disciplinary action, you could earn cash. There are 3 easy ways to report your information. Report your tip by phone by calling 433-STOP. That's 433-7867. Or text GCCS plus your tip to crimes. That's 374-637. Or log on to GulfCoastCrimeStoppers.org and leave a web tip. Once you provide your tip to Crime Stoppers, you will be given a secret code number. Keep the number in a safe place and protect it just as you would protect your cash. Since Crime Stoppers does not know who you are, it's up to you to contact us to follow up on your tip or to get instructions on how to claim your reward. It's easy, it's anonymous, and it could put cash in your pocket.
Hi ladies and gentlemen, I'm Escambia County Sheriff David Morgan, and welcome back to your Escambia County Sheriff's Report. First half of the show tonight, we're talking about the equine rescue in Escambia County with our guests Diane and Jerry. Again, telling us a little bit about the equine rescue program. And before we went to the commercial break, Diane, you brought up the slaughter issue. So why don't you first explain that to people? What is the slaughter issue?
Well, the slaughter issue, I don't know how many years. It was legal in the United States, and then it was banned. So for several years, horses have been transported over to Mexico and Canada to be slaughtered, our American horses. And how that happens is cases like this, such as these animals roaming at large. Let's say nobody bids on them. Had we not the opportunity to place them, they would go to a sale. Obviously, these animals, some of them aren't very desirable for riding horses, so they have what they call kill buyers that sit there and they buy them by the pound. And they put them on big semi-trucks and they transport them over to Mexico or Canada, where they go through a very brutal, inhumane, in my opinion, slaughter. And
then they harvest the parts of the horse that they can use? Is that
They're shipped overseas.
Okay.
So we have a problem with that because...
Well, it's obvious they can use the hide for leather and the hoofs for many things, but is it true that they also consume the animal?
Overseas, yes, they do.
Yeah, because I know I've personally, to the best of my knowledge, I've never eaten horse meat, but I know it's very common in some countries to eat horse meat. So, so they do use it for that too.
Yes.
Okay. All right. And again, so that's not allowable in the United States, but it is allowable outside of the United States. So
correct.
Basically, what we have are those buyers who would again purchase the animals here and transport them outside the United States for an activity then is legal in their country.
Right.
Now, is that currently a legal activity in the United States for buyers to buy them if the intent of the use of the animal is known? Is that still legal?
Yes.
Is it? Okay.
But we're working on trying to stop that.
Okay. All right. So obviously you're working for legislation to do
yes.
that. Well, again, Diane, I mean, folks will tell you as much as I can. Well, actually, I think I do a pretty good job of this, by the way. I'm someone who says let logic prevail, and so I would encourage everyone on this issue to contact your legislator and talk to the experts like yourself, the people that work equine rescue, and get all the available data that they can before they make a decision, and then engage politically and call your congressman and senator and let them know that, hey, I agree or disagree with this particular issue, because that's what makes this country great, is that open debate.
Right.
And let people know, again, why you support that. I come from a big horse family, so I can tell you my family doesn't support that either. It's my dad's been a horseman ever since I can remember, and I grew up on a farm part of my life and around horses and animals. And how my dad didn't end up being a vet, I don't know, because he's one of those people that has that sort of love for animals. And so But yeah, that's interesting that they would.
Well, we know there's an overabundance of horses, but to me, I think there should be some sort of regulation on the overbreeding.
Well, I was going to say that issue is much like we do now with, on a much smaller scale, of course, we still have issues with dogs and cats at our pound facilities, and that's why you provide those services, for spaying and neutering animals, etc. So you're right, the answer is not to wholesale slaughter animals, but to start to control the population and the breeding thereof. So, and again, you can even do that in the wild. I know that's one of the things that the Department of the Interior is looking at. I spoke briefly about the Mustangs out west. Now they're looking at doing that. So, now, oddly enough, I mean, there's even a plan afoot. I think that it's a form of horse birth control to put it in their feed, and also to catch the stallions, of course, and do that with the stallions. So, but all right, so the slaughter is an issue, but I know also you folks have got around. Part of your problem is placing the animals, and again. Much like with children, there's a foster care program, is that correct?
Yes, we do have a foster care program. Right now we're feeding 20 horses, and we need placement for 7. We need foster homes. So if we can make room, then we can bring in more. Okay,
so if let's say I'm listening to this program and I say, okay, I'm going to engage here in the equine issue. So what's the criteria for me to become a foster home for an animal? What do I need to come, when I call Diane Lowry, what do I need to have available?
You need to have safe fencing and access to shelter, and also have a basic knowledge of horses. And just to know, we do reimburse for all expenses, so all you have to do is provide the space and the TLC.
And obviously I have to be in a place where the zoning and the ordinances allow to have an animal. So, well, the reason why I say that is I don't want anybody in the city with a lot next to their house calling and asking to house one of the horses.
You have to have 2 acres.
Okay, so minimum of 2 acres per horse?
Minimum of 2 acres to have livestock.
Okay, all right.
I would point out that however we come in possession of the horse, as the sheriff's office, whether it's for a cruelty case or a livestock running at large, we have to house them and bear that expense for the time that they're in our possession. So that's cost of taxpayers. And having the association we have with the Panhandle really helps us to be able to turn the horses over to a new owner, saving the taxpayers money. So I'd encourage everybody who's interested to support Panhandle Equine Rescue, either by taking custody of an animal or donating money. I'm sure you accept donations, don't you?
Yes, we do.
And Diane, speaking of this ties in with donation of money, how about the vet bills and all that? How do they go about handling those?
We pay for that. We pay for everything.
Okay. So basically, if I'm an individual in Escambia County that meets the criteria that I have the available space, the right kind of fencing, a working knowledge, and I'm willing to work with Panhandle Equine Rescue, then I basically just open my land again for, I'm basically boarding the animal. Is that correct?
Right. You get the enjoyment of the animal.
Okay. All right. Well, that sounds almost too easy, doesn't it?
It's real easy. I just think people don't know about that. They're not aware of it.
All right. Now, if we wanted to give you money, how do we go about doing that? Who do we contact?
You can go to our website, panhandleequinerescue.org, and or you can send it to PER, which is our initials, Post Office Box 777, Cantonment, Florida 32533.
And folks, we talk to the folks, as you well know, this is a tape show. So what we're going to do is get that information and put it on a trailer on the bottom here of this program. So again, what Diane just related to you, get you some pencil and paper and you can copy it down at some point during the show. And then that way we can get the money to them. And you are a 501c3, is that correct?
That is right.
Okay, is this a tax deductible donation?
Yes, it is.
Okay. All right, so again, folks, I don't know how you can lose on this. If you're an animal lover, you need to pick up the phone and give Diane and them a call. And Jerry, anything left that you want to discuss before we close out the first part of the show?
Issues.
Okay. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you tuning in and watching this segment of our show. Again, this is the Escambia County Sheriff's Office and our Sheriff's Report that comes to you, a bi-weekly program. Again, the Panhandle Equine Group is an outstanding group. I've been honored to work with them for over 3 years now as the Sheriff of Escambia County. It's good to work with folks who believe in what they do. How about that? And so once again, as a community, we're asking for your assistance. One of the things I tell people that I'm the proudest of to say that I'm from Escambia County, Florida, is even in the most difficult of times, I will tell you this community invariably invariably gives to worthy causes, whether it's donations for children. As you know, we support Art Gateway, and of course we now are supporting the Equine Rescue. So please pick up the phone or send a donation to Diane and her folks, and I promise you the continued support of the Escambia County Sheriff's Office. With that, we'll take a short commercial break, and we'll start with the second half of your Escambia County Sheriff's Report. I'm Escambia County Sheriff David Morgan. Thank you for watching.
Right now, in Florida, there are more than 300,000 adults who could just wander off. Today, there is a program called Silver Alert. It's a way to help us find and protect our wandering lost souls.
Dedicated.
Committed.
Professional. Are you ready for the challenge?
Dedication, commitment, and professionalism. Those are words that really typify the young men and women that work at the Escambia County Correctional Facility. And we are actively recruiting people for these positions. See if you measure up and that those words will actually apply to you. Come and join the professional team at the Escambia County Sheriff's Office. We're looking for a few good men and women.
Contact the Escambia County Sheriff's Office or go online.
If you know of a crime that has occurred on your school campus, report it to Crime Stoppers. You will never be asked to give your name, and if your tip leads to an arrest or school disciplinary action, you could earn cash. There are 3 easy ways to report your information. Report your tip by phone by calling 433-STOP. That's 433-7867. Or text GCCS plus your tip to crimes. That's 374-637. Or log on to GulfCoastCrimeStoppers.org and leave a web tip. Once you provide your tip to Crime Stoppers, you will be given a secret code number. Keep the number in a safe place and protect it just as you would protect your cash. Since Crime Stoppers does not know who you are, it's up to you to contact us to follow up on your tip or to get instructions on how to claim your reward. It's easy, it's anonymous, and it could put cash in your pocket.
Hi, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Escambia County Sheriff David Morgan, and welcome back to your Escambia County Sheriff's Report. Pretty powerful video, wasn't it? I will tell you, if that didn't touch your heart, you need to go get it recalibrated. So again, for those of you that watched the first half of our show, please pick up the phone, get on your computer, and contact the Panhandle Equine Rescue folks. They need our assistance in Escambia County, and I can't think of a more worthy cause that we're currently supporting. And with that, we're going to transition now to the second half of our show. I'm honored to have a guest with us that's been here before, our Chief Deputy of the Escambia County Sheriff's Office, Chief Deputy Larry Aiken. Chief, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
And boy, Chief, what a year, huh?
It has been.
You know, I tell folks that you know, we had a horrible year in 2010 where, you know, we were trying to kind of get on our feet with a lot of programs to put in place in Escambia County. And I will tell you that till the day that I die, I'm going to remember that 2-month period, Chief, where we had 4 officers, you know, shot in the line of duty. Almost lost Officer Jeremy Cassidy, and I think, you know, I will readily admit to folks that was probably one of the toughest law enforcement years we had here in Escambia County. And then again, the Chief got a plan together, and Chief, I want to really just have you speak real briefly to that. I know as a result of the gun violence and street crime, etc., you put together that response to the street level crime, and we got that in place with TAC team and stuff, and then I think that's probably a good transition into crime stats. So let's talk about that plan you put together first, Chief, because gosh, it led into the buyback for the gun program and everything else.
It did. We tried to put together a multifaceted approach to violent crime, gun crimes in Escambia County as a result